go ahead and get into love and marriage. Huntsville. Child, Kiki and Tiffany done had this conversation. Tiffany said, I'm not going over there without my bodyguard, which is baby Ace on your S period. Kiki lets Tiffany know about the issue she had and said she didn't appreciate her bashing her. And of course, Tiffany denied it and said she wasn't bashing her. She was just saying if you would treat another person like that, you would do me like that. And I just I Tiffany just gets on my fucking nerve. Like, I'm just glad they gone. I'm just glad they gone. Um, what else? Tiffany really does feel like when it comes to her and Kiki's issue, she only reacts. She doesn't do anything for Kiki to just respond. Like, Kiki just does whatever she wants to do. And like, oh, I'm the innocent person. I can't stand that. But I was glad that Kiki did not allow baby Ace to hold her back from what the hell she really wanted to say and collect the fuck out of Tiffany. And it's pretty much resulted in they can work on coexisting together, and it ain't got to be an issue, and she'll get to know her for herself versus just trying to align yourself to the people that are bigger on the show, right? What did y'all think about that? Sit down.
You go first, Niecy. You go first.
I feel like Tiffany pulled what we just saw with Carrie Hilson. You definitely pulled that. It was given very much. She talked a lot of shit on that YouTube video with Carlos. A lot of shit. She said, and I peeped it before I even seen the Carlos interview. When the vibe she was giving was like, we're better than Kiki. Let's stop fucking with Kiki. She wanted to be a part of the group so bad. Mm-hmm. She felt like this is my third season. I can sit with the cool kids and anybody else that comes. We should all, haze them and figure out if we want them to be involved. I think Kiki said it perfectly. You don't know the dynamics of her and her cousin to be speaking on it so sure fact. Like, you really don't know. I will say this. What was I gonna say about Tiffany? I think she was scared. And essentially when she said at the end, okay, so what I'm understanding is you don't want me. She basically repeated back what Kiki said. You don't want me to speak on that. That was given, I don't want my ass whooped. That's exactly what it was. So I don't know. I wasn't fucking with it. It really reminded me of the whole Karen behavior, especially the shit she did when she first came on the show with Monster. So yeah, I felt like it was real weak. It was weak of her. You should have said it with your chest like you did when you was talking to Carlos.
For real. Let me tell you something. The thing for me with Tiffany with that situation with Kiki is the elitist shit, the Karen shit also making me feel like, so do you feel like you better because you biracial? Is that why you feel like you're better? Like, on some level it feels like that's a part of your elitist attitude.
I don't think that's what it is.
I don't think that's what it is specifically in this moment, but a part of her whole thing, I do think on some way, because the way she was treating Kiki like her own parents haven't been drug addicts, that was the part for me that it's like, on some level, I'm just wondering, how deep does this go for you? Like, do you think you're a preference? Just because you dress in cheap Kmart dresses doesn't mean you don't think you're a preference. You know what I'm saying? Especially growing up where you're from. You could still be the light-skinned, thick-ass preference to these country niggas out here in comparison to a woman like Kiki. You know what I'm saying? And to me, just the overall idea that you would be better than somebody because they have a drug problem and you feel like, oh, she might steal from you, bitch. Don't invite her to your house, but also don't get on a public platform and try to admonish somebody without any real evidence or even really any real connection to that person. Even before that happened, the way she was going about the situation between Tisha and Kiki was another thing. Like, girl, why do you care this much to argue on behalf of Tisha? Tisha don't fucking like you. So why are you arguing on her behalf? It just made me feel like she was trying to find any way to make herself have a moment on the show so she can stay on the show. That's the primary thing for me. But the way she went about it had me thinking about what's going on in your psyche even deeper for you to kind of stand on it so hard. And now that we're in front of Kiki, you're acting fucking scared. Like, because Stormy told you she might beat your ass. You want to bring the baby and now you want to have a come to Jesus moment. But I don't think you really feel different. I think you feel the same that you always felt, that she's beneath you. And Kiki. Kiki. Let me tell you something. Kiki is always trying to project herself as the intelligent, I'm smart, I know better. And it's just like, but your life don't reflect that. So be fucking for real.
Mm.
I'm just saying, like, your life don't reflect that. Like the way I know,
Oh,
and tell me, like even the way she talks, it's always like she's
you
trying
trying
to.
to prove something.
Yes, and I want her to fucking stop. Like, please stop trying to prove something to any of these people because nobody's worthy of you faking a funk or being fraudulent about who you are for their benefit. Fuck them. Tiffany having a baby because she bored. Okay, over there scared that she's about to be empty nesting, so now she gonna bring a whole new baby into her situation so she can hold on. Okay, your fucking brother-in-law and your cousin, girl, your cousin is over there crying, don't know what she gonna do with her life. Her and the man ain't even staying in the same house. Okay, Kimmy is over there trying to trying to rejuvenate her coochie so she can give it to a nigga that's out here holding it over her head that he gonna cheat on her even with cancer. Like, ain't nobody on this show above nothing that Kiki got going on as far as I'm concerned. So they ain't
No, they not.
doing all of this. So I just don't like that she does that. She can go too. Honestly, the whole show can go. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm done with it. Everybody can go.
I'm
You
with
know
you.
what
Now
this
I
is?
will watch the Fletchers for a little bit there.
I like
But
Chris.
yeah,
I don't know how I don't really nail work on my nerves between
do.
the screaming, the wig. It's too much.
This is making me think about whenever they was at that marriage boot camp 2 seasons ago, and Dr. Francis said that she wanted to have a baby because she didn't want to be alone. Ever since he said that, I think about how he read her like a fucking book. I think about how Tiffany acts when she wants to be accepted and cling onto something. And I think that she's just using Kiki as a vehicle to cling and assert herself in this group. And that's what's going on. But on the flip side, Jami, I saw you comment or you made an Instagram post over the weekend when she announced that she was leaving.
Oh
The
yeah.
same, like, two things. I feel bad for you that you got postpartum depression, but on the other
Right.
foot, nobody told you to come on this show and give us your ass from the moment you came on here. You did that because you wanted to assert yourself in this group and attach yourself to this show. You exhausted yourself trying to solidify yourself on this cast, which you didn't have to. So I think all of it is connected. Tiffany's trying to attach herself and cling on to things for dear life, and she's stressing herself out. And it has shit to do with the fans. Shit to do with the fans. It's because you go so hard. Like, you ain't got to go that hard. And you ain't got to be in the comments either. So it's just like, I guess.
But pointing out how Carlos was like, how do you feel? They said that you're messy, rude, trifling. I'm like, nigga, you really want her to feel it in this moment, don't you? Like, he's such an asshole to me.
The reenactment was so funny with
The
the
way he said it, like trifling. I'm like, not trifling. Oh my God. But no, I'm glad that they're gone. And I do agree with Jami that they're leaving because if they didn't leave, Lou probably would be leaving her.
Yeah, 1000%.
right. He want her to leave the show.
Oh, yeah.
And clearly he ain't been on here majority of the season, so he's been ready to. I feel like he gave her this ultimatum a long time ago. I feel, and
They
she
can't handle the
just
pressure. It's too
and
much.
yeah, and I feel like he probably been telling her that the whole time she was pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
Probably even before they got pregnant, was like, yo, you're gonna have to, it's gonna be one or the other. And now she's starting to see that it is overwhelming for her. So I do feel bad for Tiffany that she is lost, but I just didn't like the fact that she tried to put stuff on the fans and trying to say that we expect drama out of her and stuff. Girl, we ain't expect none of
Did
the shit that
nobody
you
tell
chose
you
to
to
do.
work nights, holidays, and weekends trying to get your check on the show? You didn't have to do all that. We didn't ask you to do that.
We did not. We
Right.
wanted you to stop, honestly.
But that's what's going on with Miss Tip. How did y'all feel about the Chris Fletcher conversation with his son? I
I
didn't
felt for
really.
him.
You who?
I felt for Chris Fletcher, like, in a way that he was really like sympathizing with his son about the depression part. Like,
Yeah.
I did kind of like, it made me look at him like a more nuanced character. Like, damn, I would rather watch him than any of these other niggas on this show. But again, I'm annoyed with their family dynamic because a part of me feels like, are y'all putting 20 on 10 so y'all can get on this show? Because Nell was doing just a lot for me. And I think that's really who she is, as far as like, oh, I'm an act a fool and all of that, which is probably why they should stay on the show, because then we could see how she really don't like their oldest daughter that she say, that's my daughter. Alexis is not your daughter and you don't like her. And we can tell. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I agree. I didn't like the fact that, I don't know, he still kind of felt a little entitled when it came down to the dogs and stuff like that. And it's
I don't like.
like, yeah, that was kind of like irritating. So you ain't talking to your parents because you fucked up and they decided to show up for you, and then now you want to sit up here and be upset over some damn dogs. Boy, fuck you.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree when he started talking about his depression, feeling like he ain't got nobody that he could really talk to and stuff. I
Yeah.
definitely felt bad for Chris for sure, and he seeing him cry and stuff. I was like, damn, that's messed up.
Yeah, I felt for him. I love the scene. And I'm glad that Chris talked about how he had moments where he felt like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would love to know. I mean, the thing is, like, I do think that this is how they really act. Nell, on the other hand, I think she's been a little bit extra, but I think her personality is already extra as fuck, which is why the kids don't go to her. So it's like, on the one hand, y'all will be entertaining to watch, but on the other hand, it's like, I promise you, every single one of these kids got some type of trauma. And I don't know if I want to watch that on TV. I just don't know.
Yeah, it might get too serious.
Yeah, it seemed like it is.
I have a question. This show is so underwhelming now, and it's sad, and it's interesting when you ain't got Mel and Martell and they stuff, just how flat the show falls. My question is, do y'all think, remember there was a time where we talked about Ariane, people were saying she should come on the show. Do y'all think if she were to come on the show that would bring ratings back, or should the show just be like what can they do, or should he just like let it go? Like this should be the last season type thing.
You know what? I feel like the show has been, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping. I could continue to watch the show if they get Kimmy off this show talking about her fucking vagina. I could watch it. I could watch it. It has not been that horrible. If every episode I'm not reminded, like literally during the episode, y'all watching Insecure when Issa was up there rapping about her broken pussy.
Yes.
I started rapping it when I was watching Insecure. Like, is this the point to where we at? And no shade. I'm just saying, she the one coming to us. Like,
yes.
you basically would rather the story be that you have a broken puss than the story be that your husband, is not being considerate. So that's why I was saying that. But honestly, I don't think it's that bad. And I don't think Ariane should come on the show. I don't want to see Ariane. I think that'll be like, I just think she would be the worst TV because she would try so hard. She would have so much to prove. Like, I can't even stand seeing these little 2-second clips of her every time she out with Martell. Y'all see me? I can't and I won't.
Because you still real proud of being with an ain't shit ass nigga that is barely got somewhere to stay. And you showing him off on your social media like, oh, I won a prize. Yeah, a nigga that could barely find a place to live. And if he was not on a reality show, he wouldn't have a job. But you really excited about him. And that's sad.
Yikes. Well, anything else for Love and Marriage Huntsville?
Tisha was crying real bad in that scene after they finished talking about Kimmy's coochie. They were talking about how Tisha is so sad and everything because she wanted to work, but now it's so hard. And to me, it sounds like it's one of them situations where Marceau is not helping her because he's trying to teach her a lesson, kind of the same way Lewis was teaching Tiffany a lesson. It seemed like, I'm gonna be gone, so you're gonna have to fend for yourself a little bit more often because I told you not to do this. And it's the same thing with Marceau and Tisha. I told you not to go back to work. I told you just need to be a stay-at-home mom. So now I'm gonna make it so hard for you that you're gonna be too fucking tired, and now you want to go back to being a stay-at-home mom because you can't handle your kids and the business and all of the different houses that y'all are living in. And to me, this is a sign that Marceau is not a good leader. Because if your wife can't flourish when your children are becoming fucking teens, it's because you're creating too much turmoil and not enough stability for her. And then that's how I feel. So at the end of the day, niggas want to talk all that shit about protecting and providing, which we all know is bullshit, but you are not leading in a way that makes it easy for your wife to do whatever it is that she needs to do for herself, including taking care of y'all household and y'all children. You're making it hard on her because you're trying to break her. And you're close because she on there crying real bad. So he's winning.
Ooh.
Shout out to Marcel for winning on breaking his wife down, until she doesn't want the things that she wants anymore.
I was
Damn.
wondering about that because I'm wondering if it's what you're saying or if he's slick pushing her out of stuff. And she's lost because she's wrapped herself up in the past few years over what the hell he got going on. That now that he got his business partner or whatever, like he really pushing her out. He don't really go to her for nothing. So I'm like, are you just lost? Because like, here's the thing: she's talking about all of the stuff that she got going on, but you been had that going on. You been
Yeah, that's
had
what I
them
was thinking
kids.
too.
Y'all been trying to get another house, dealing with this house. Then you was driving, going however many hours away just to go get your master's. So I'm confused. Like I'm feeling like it must be something else
Yes,
that's
Jami.
going on.
Like
You
him
better
So
say
cheating on
it.
you, like him cheating on you, like that
You
being his back in that picture.
you better say it because what I was thinking about when she was doing all that crying was the people saying they were separated and that's why they was renovating. Because even when she started telling the two stories, I'm like, if y'all building this house and the other house y'all don't plan to stay in long term, why the fuck are you renovating two home? Well, renovating and then building another house at the same time. It just didn't make sense to me. I was like, you crying about something else. And whenever she said Marceau suggested that we go to counseling, I said, girl, he said we go to counseling. But the thing was this, whenever she said that he suggested they go to counseling, to me, I was like, even still, he probably don't want to go to counseling. That's just a way to have you shaking in your fucking boots to let you know that I'm about to strong arm you and I'm almost really done fucking with you. Because if I say we go to counseling, you should be nervous. And that's all I thought it was. So I agree with what both of y'all are saying. I think it's definitely something else.
yeah.
I think it's all of it. Like I think he is cheating. I think he does make it harder for her to do things like in their business by pushing her out. I also think he makes it harder for her to do whatever she wants to do for herself because he doesn't help her with the kids as much. So yeah. I mean, you get with weak ass niggas and let them lead you into hell, and here it is.
Yikes. Anything else on Love and Marriage Huntsville? No? Okay. Thank you, Now Style, for the super chat. They need
Oh,
some
wait.
like
Oh,
younger
I'm
folks.
sorry.
I think they're talking about Bell Collective needing, Latrice, her age. Yes, I agree. Thank you for the super chat. They need younger folks on Bell Collective for sure.
We
Except for
didn't
just
talk about
Latrice.
Chris and Martell.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for reminding us.
Chris and Martell.
Yeah. So for me, Chris is showing up a slight bit weak when it comes to Martell to me. And that's not just because of the situation with Nell, it's also the house situation. So when he said, shout out to Martell for finally getting out of the house, I was just like, why are you still acting like he wasn't taking advantage of you and basically telling you that you wasn't going to do shit about it? Like he was basically like, I'm going to stay in this house till I fucking feel like getting out and you just going to deal with it. And I'm going to talk to your wife however I feel like talking to your wife because women are not about to disrespect men. And I was like, I've been telling y'all that he is a flaming misogynist. He does not really like women. He likes to fuck women and he likes to use women, but he don't respect them and he don't like them. All of the women are just par for course. They have real respect with one another because each other hold each other's secrets. But he basically was telling Chris, like, you know how this go. Your wife don't matter as much as me. Just like my wife didn't matter as much as you, or you know what I'm saying? Like their relationships with each other to me seem like they matter more than their relationships with their wives. And Chris seems to care more about his relationship with his wife ultimately, but in front of his homeboys, he still lets them punk him. I feel like Chris
I think he definitely lets them punk him because there's no way Martell should have sat up there and said that lady was disrespectful and but I think he asked him like, was she disrespectful or was she right in what she said or whatever it was? Either way, Martell ass was wrong.
Yeah.
Every time you don't want to hear something when somebody's giving you the truth, your ass say they disrespectful. Boy, fuck you. But did y'all catch the purse on the counter?
No.
Yeah, he had a little somebody Chanel bag. Somebody had a bag on. I'm like, well, who you got in the house?
Mm.
And then midway through the scene, you don't see the purse there no more. I'm like, girl, I know that ain't production purse.
Mm-mm.
So did
Somebody
you
was
get
there.
another house or did you move in with somebody? Okay, well, maybe both. What you say, Niecy? You muted.
That wasn't his house. That's why he was standing in that kitchen.
Mm,
I'm sure the living
possibly.
room probably wasn't ready for filming. That's probably why he was just standing with his back up against the counters.
Mm.
A mess.
Well, good luck to you, Martell. Anything else? No. All right.